Hello everybody, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and I'm coming to you today with my October design team project for Artzology. I am using this collage kit. It has these 4 wonderful pages, and it's called Collage Pack 1, number 228, in Artzology's Etsy shop. And let's take a quick look at them. Here's a real pretty with the blues and pinks, greens, and it has this little chart in the center, seed catalog. And here we have some purple and pink roses and music. And here we have a bright pink and green collage on top of some, it looks like advertisements, like from a newspaper. And then we have this collaged print right here. And then I also printed them and coffee dyed, and I wanted to show you the difference. And I have a laser printer, so I printed it and I coffee dyed it after, but I'm sure that with your inkjets that you can print it on your coffee dyed paper, so you get a whole different look. So look at the versatility of that kit. Isn't that wonderful? And here's the music. It just adds that vintage richness, doesn't it? It's beautiful. And it's just gorgeous. It's pretty without, but it's beautiful also with. It just adds. So there's another idea for you for versatility with the kit. So I'm going to put these aside for now. And I'm also going to work with these vintage positive definition tags, number 179. And I printed them 5x7 here on this sheet, and here they're 4x6. So you can see the differences. And this is the size they come out on regular. So great versatility there. And they are in tag shapes. I just haven't cut the tag portion yet. And I'll show you how we're going to use those. And then I'm also going to use, it's called 32 printable labels, and you get this sheet with the little edges, angles, and then also this sheet. So all those fun colors. And I've already got a whole bunch cut out. I printed some on cream paper and the white. So I am ready to go with that. So let me show you what we're going to make. I did this one, and here the nameplate, the book plate, is one of those positive word definition tags. And I've got some muslin on the spine and some beading lace with some pink ribbon. And inside I have a pocket with 2 tags, a little one of the labels on canvas, and the back page, a tall side pocket with an altered guest check. I printed it on rice paper also. So I just use that on the guest check, and then I have a little die cut and a little altered tag with another little tiny label. And the inspiration for this book is from this that I received from a dear friend and supporter that she sent to me for my birthday, and I took this and used the inspiration to make some more. It's just beautiful. Thank you, Samantha. I love it. So let's get started. I've got a big composition book, and I've cut a few of the papers. And what we're going to do first, though, is I'm going to take this music paper and I'm going to glue it to the spine, because I don't want the printed paper to go over the spine. I'm going to cover it with muslin also, but I want to have a base on there, so it's, because it's so, the black, I want that underneath my muslin. So I've got a glue mixture here. I've used tacky glue, 3 parts to 2 parts water. Really drippy. I want that side. All right. We love to make messes. And I'm just going to go ahead and just brush that on here. I just want a thin layer. And you can use any kind of glue that you like. I suppose I better clean that up before I stick something in it. Okay. So I'm just kind of rough. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just get it on there. And then wrapping it around to the back. Okay. Now we're going to put this on here, and I'm going to leave clipping the corners till after it's glued on. And I'm going to use my tacky glue again for this. And this is just a composition book that I got at Walmart at back to school sales. You can pick them up anywhere. Stationery stores, office supplies, Dollar Tree even has them. Okay, so I'm going to tip it this way so that I can see. And I'm going to hold that up so that I can corner the edges. And with that glue, I have a little bit of wiggle room. Not much, but a little, enough. And I'm going to use my bone folder to squeegee out in case I have any bubbles. You can use a brayer, you can use your hand. and lift up the page and take my napkin and get the excess glue. I'm a messy crafter. Okay, so, and I do have a little bit there. All right, got it. Don't want to glue my pages shut. That would be disappointing. Okay, good enough. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to round or just trim the edges to the way the composition book has it. Okay, and now for the inside, I want to measure up to that stitching to the end, and I've got not quite 7.5, so I'm going to cut my paper at 7 3/8 so that I don't bind here in this portion. I want it to be a little bit shorter. So let's dry fit that to make sure that I did it correctly. All right, yes, okay. So now we need to add our glue. Get to make some more mess. I hope everybody has watched the subscriber giveaway and the Pay It Forward challenge, because that is ending on Sunday the 20th, and I hope you had a chance to enter, as I'm giving away 2 journals. One is for the Pay It Forward portion, and one is for the random comment picker portion. So you can, and if you do everything in the video, you actually get 3 chances to win a journal. Okay, so now I'm going to line up my edges again, going for the corners, and feeding it in, working out all the bubbles. And now we can go ahead and trim off the corners here. And I do it in those 2 stages so that I can see where my edges are. And then you can ink around it, of course. Now let's do the back. And I need to cut that. And this measures 9 3/4. And this part, I want it to be 7 inches. And I want that kind of in the center, so I'm going to take a little bit off here and a little bit off here. So take me just a sec. Got it. Okay, so let's glue it up. Fabri-Tac would probably be a lot more durable, but it dries so quickly that I would probably end up with big old wrinkles and bumps. So I'm just going to use this. And after it's dry, if it wants to come loose a little bit, I'll just get in there with the tip of the art glitter glue and give it a little bit of repair work. No big deal. Okay. Oh, it looks like I need a little bit more on that corner. That's good. Okay, and then I use my hands here to find my corner. Okay. And this music paper is much more attractive than just that plain old black. And trim my corners again. And another inside piece. Do my dry fit. Looks like that might be a little tight. I'm going to trim a little bit off. That's why we do the dry fit. So much easier to fix it now. Oh, much better. Yes. And here, for a little different look, we can take and just ink that little edge right up. And let's apply glue. Make a mess. My grandsons like to help with this part. That's for sure. They were here earlier today and we were playing with Play-Doh and paint and glue and paper. We were having a good time. Okay, making sure I got my edges. I probably did overkill on that, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and place this, not upside down, with that writing on the foundation is my giveaway as to what is on top. But if you did it upside down, you know, it really wouldn't matter. Because when you're crafting, it's fun to break the rules. Just squeezing out those bubbles. I got a gluey mess. That's okay, it's washable. Okay, let's trim those corners. that works. See if I glued any of these pages together. Okay. All right. Fun, fun. Okay, let's go ahead and do our back pocket. And what I've done is I've cut some cardstock and I glued it onto some scrap paper, and then I sewed all the way around it. I made a little thumb notch with a 1.5-inch punch and just stitched, and then I inked the edges so we can have our pocket. So let's go ahead and glue that on. I'm just going to use some Fabri-Tac. Oh, I'm shaky tonight. And go for the edges again. Got a little bit of glue here. I'm just going to rub it off. Making sure my pocket works and I didn't glue it down. And then we can add a fun little label. Let's go for that one. I'm going to ink up the edges a little bit. And then I think I'm going to grab the makeup brush and just knock off the white a little bit so it's not so stark. Not a lot, just some. That'll work. And we'll just glue that on. Whoa. Dropped it upside down. Glue it to the glass mat. And I'm not going to center it. I'm going to put it off sides so it looks like it's supposed to be there. Okay. And then this front one, what I did was I cut a rectangle and then I used a mug and I drew a curve and just trimmed it off so it's different. close up that ink before I make a mess. And then we'll just go ahead and glue that on. Grab the art glitter glue again. And I'm bringing it up about 1/8 of an inch or so and over about 1 inch. And just press it down. That works. And then we need a little label here. I've got some canvas that I've already made strips of and wrapped it around this card so it's nice and easy. And I just cut strips and frayed it. And in the fabric store, it's called Drill. And you find it in the utility fabric section. And it's just a nice canvas. I like to use it on my covers and stuff. I like that green. It brings out those leaves and that print behind. Let's ink it up a little bit. And this is the one printed on cream. Get a little bit darker. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off a hunk. And the trick is to cut it with straight of grain so that it frays nicely. And I've got 2 different colors, and so it's nice and handy for whenever I need a little bit of canvas. And then just pull some of the threads. The trick is you don't want it neat, in my opinion. And this would work for muslin too. I just like the texture. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue that on with the Fabri-Tac. And kind of center it. You can add brads to it if you'd like, or eyelets, bling. You can doll it up, but I'm going to keep it plain. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on this side, and we'll attach it to our pocket. It just gives it that little touch. Okay, let's put some muslin on this hinge. And I just have a square of it. And how much do I want? probably just over 2 inches, 2¼ maybe. So give it a little snip. And rip. Okay, fray up my end a little bit. It's kind of crooked. How much do I have? I've got quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a snip so I can rip it off and I get a nicer finish. And you can press it if you want, but yeah, not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and give it another little snip. And where did there it is. And rip. And then I'm going to keep this because this works great for little tabs on the top of tags. So hang on to that. Okay, so now we're going to paint again. We're going to make another mess. And I'm going to apply it to the paper, not to the fabric. And I don't want a real thick coat because it will bleed through the fabric. And it wouldn't be the end of the world. I just don't want that look. I'm going to see where I am. And then we're going to wrap it around to this other side. Here, I'm going to go ahead and take care of that excess first. If I can fray it that much. Or can do it later. It's nice that this glue does dry clear. And I'm just going to bring it over, starting in the middle, and then work to a side. And then to the other side. And still have to get that trimmed off, but I'll do that later. Well, I'm going to put some lace on So maybe I'll just take care of it. Open her up. Kind of do a messy trim. And then I can play with it and fray it a little bit. And let's find some trim. I got a couple pieces here. Got some hearts and something a little more delicate. I kind of like the hearts. Yep, get the right side facing up. And I know it's the right side because of the stitching. On the wrong side, you can see more threads. They're starting and stopping. They're not as smooth. This side is much more smooth. But I don't want these little nubs here and there from the manufacturer. So I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. And if you wanted to, you could use this little space at the top and weave a little tiny 1/8 inch ribbon through that. That would be fun too. Okay, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on this. Move the book aside. And I want to put the glue like on the hearts where it's the densest. Not a lot, just less is more. Okay, and then a little bit along this edge too. Whoop, drop it right on there. Trying to kind of line it up the best I can. Okay, so now we just got these little tiny points that are still loose. So you can use your art glitter glue or your little Fabri-Tac and just hit those points, or leave them loose. And there's probably a million ways to do this. This is just the way I do it. And then that'll dry right away. I'm going to put the cover on this glue before an accident happens. And here's the nameplate that I came up with for this one. It's Inspire, and the definition of inspire from her definition tags, and we can put that on here. I'm thinking I want it on the bottom. I don't want it to interfere with all this going on. And that's too high. So we're going in, we're going down. And I'm going to go ahead and just use the art glitter glue that dries clear. And you don't have to have a book plate. I just think it's a fun addition. Get the pin back in that bottle. Not upside down. Hopefully that's somewhat straight. Not too bad. So here we have our pretty. Okay, let me check the time to see if we have time to do our 41 minutes. Okay, well, we can start doing our little tags. I've got this guest check book and this Artsy cardstock book. Both of these were gifted to me by Irene from Crafty Irina, and they are so fun to work with. And I just love this little tablet. All these fun pages. Ooh. Let's do that. That works with that green really nice. Let's grab it. Okay, and it comes with a perforation at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I cut it in half, so I've got 2 3x6 tags, and you can use an old shipping tag for a pattern and just snip off the corners for a quick, easy way. Of course, when I'm trying to hurry for you. So then we have a fun little tag. Or you can use this little We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. It's an angle punch. And just chomp the corners. And it has a large angle and a small. So either way works. And then you can collage it up. And if I was going to collage it, I would collage on this side, so you'd have this side to write on. And then you can put a little tag at the top. And to do this altered guest check, it has a perforation down here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and tear that off, because this is going to be our pocket. And I want it to show. But first, here I printed it on rice paper, one of her designs. Let's use that to go ahead and collage on here a little bit. So let's just rip some off. Get the glue book. I want some of the numbers to show. I just want it to be messy but on there. I'm going to use glue stick. And it's on rice paper so you can see through it. And then just trim the edge. And for this, let's put a little bit more on it. Let's just go for it. If we plant, oh, I'm so sorry. That was awfully loud. I was going to say if we plant it, it doesn't really look organic. And then you just want to trim the bottom a little bit. And ink it up, of course. And a little bit of art glitter glue, 3 edges. Now we have a little pocket on our guest check. Age it up. And then we can put a couple little somethings in our pocket. A little bit big. Let's cut it off a little bit. And of course it can be, you know, collaged up and decorated. Make it pretty. And looking for a little die cut here. Here we can add another fun little thing to our pocket. And then we can just slip it in. And I'm not going to take the time to decorate these today, but they can live right in here. And here is our little journal that we have. Fun, easy little project. Can use it as a little gift or a craft fair idea. Has a little pocket, another pocket, and the labels where you can jot something down or date it. And our cute music paper, muslin, and lace spine. Go and check out Artzology's Etsy shop. I'll leave the link below in the description box. I want to thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.